This Sunday is Palm Sunday. We've been moving through this Lenten journey from Ash Wednesday and through these 5 Sundays in Lent, and now we're at the precipice of Holy Week, this most holy time in the Christian year. And when the prayer book revision happened, as that process was happening in the 70s, and throughout the Christian church, there was a lot of idea back in the 1970s, there was a big push towards shifting Palm Sunday to encompass the entire Passion narrative, and it became known indeed as Sunday of the Passion. And some of this might have been a little bit of an awareness that folks weren't coming to church as much on weekdays, and we were losing a little bit of the Triduum, those 3 holy days that end the week. Here at St. John's for a number of years now, we have decided to stay right within Palm Sunday because we feel like it's a little bit of a whiplash if we go into the Passion narrative and then just a few days later backtrack into Maundy Thursday, that breaks the narrative arc of the week. So here at St. John's for a number of years, we have decided to stay just with that triumphal entry into Jerusalem. And of course, this is where Christ's earthly ministry had been leading him all along, all through the 3 years of his ministry, although his disciples had very little understanding of where everything was headed. But there's a very bittersweet moment as Christ enters into Jerusalem among shouts of Hosanna and with all of the respect and adulation of the crowd, waving their palm branches and strewing his way. And yet Christ knows how difficult this week is going to be and how it will ultimately end up in death, but then again, ultimately into resurrection. So we invite you into this space. This is a very festive liturgy. This is one of our most celebratory services through the year, although we also know what is going to be coming on later in the week. So the choir will begin with an introit singing Hosanna to the Son of David. And this is a setting by the Chicago-based composer Richard Prue, who was active through most of the 20th century, died early in the 21st century, but was active in Chicago. He was director of music at the Catholic Cathedral of the Holy Name there in Chicago. And he uses the chant as a fanfare motif for the choir. And the choir comes in with these overlapping entrances of an ascending fifth. And it's a very brief statement. This introit is very short. It's really just a choral fanfare, Hosanna to the Son of David. And then, of course, we'll go right into the processional hymn. To whom the lips of children made sweet hosannas ring. Such a wonderful text. And this is, of course, an English translation of a text that is probably from somewhere around the 9th century. It's one of our older texts in the Christian hymnology, and yet it's also very familiar. We sing these very familiar words every year. At the offertory, the choir will be singing another piece by a 20th century American, Randall Thompson, Pueri Hebreorum, the children of Israel. And it is set up for antiphonal choirs, and here at the cathedral we will have one choir in each transept. So one choir by the sisters' window and one choir underneath the festival trumpet. And they will be doing sort of a call and response as they paint this very vibrant image of the children of Israel greeting the Messiah as he comes into the holy city, Jerusalem. And so you'll hear these antiphonal effects, which kind of harkens back to that very early Baroque type of composition that was very popular, especially in Italy, and you think of folks like Gabrielli and these antiphonal brass choirs. So it's a very remarkable piece that uses sort of a surround sound approach, which works very well in our cathedral space. And then, as we do every year with Palm Sunday, we will end with that very strong and triumphant tune, the King's Majesty, ride on in majesty. And of course, that's just the entryway into Holy Week. We hope that you will note all of our services through the week. We'll have both a labyrinth walk and Stations of the Cross on Wednesday at 6 p.m., Maundy, Thursday at 6 p.m., and Good Friday at noon, all leading us through that final week of Christ's life on earth as we prepare our hearts for resurrection that is to come on Easter Day.